Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online 23rd Century Starfleet campaign. I'm just about to start the next mission, Fluidic Destruction. This is technically just a cutscene, so I'll just get this over with real quick. This is introducing the Undine battle zone.
Captain, you are in the Undine battle zone. Our goal is to close fluidic rifts to destroy Undine planet killers. Here is our plan. This is a map of the battle zone. We have 3 different methods of closing the rifts. When a rift is open, the area is red. When we close a rift, it will change to blue. Closing rifts advances our progress, shown by this meter. When it is full, we can launch our attack on the planet killers. We must defeat at least one planet killer for the operation to be considered a success. Good luck.
And that's basically how this area works. And then after you kill the planet killers, there's kind of a bonus time where you have to defeat as many boss ships as you can. Now, I'm going to be late for this, so I'm probably not going to get to this area within the time remaining. And then after this time limit is up, then the area will reset after, I think, around 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, we did get a bit of a reward anyway. Not much of one. Yeah, 3 minutes until the Undine return, so this area will reset. However, that completes fluidic destruction, because we at least explored this area. So we'll just leave the sphere for now. Now, I mentioned in the last video that the game crashed. It actually didn't. My network card had a bit of trouble. Okay, the next mission, and actually the last mission in this storyline, is surface tension. So Admiral Tuvok is calling a summit to see what the Alliance has to say about the Undine threat. Because in the last mission, we've discovered the Jenolan Dyson sphere jumped to the Delta Quadrant. And we kind of opened up a gateway that leads there. Completely by accident. However, it couldn't have been avoided. And the Federation, Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic are currently fighting over who owns the sphere. And we can only complete this as a single player. Well, I guess we should begin the mission now.
Last time on Star Trek Online.
We are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons.
I see now my deception has been exposed.
Starfleet has lost too many ships and too many good men and women to a fight we now know was caused by Iconian and Undine influence.
Is that...
An Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Into the gateway, now!
Are all those markers Iconian gateways?
Sir, we've been scanning the gateway. The monitors on the bridge are all showing an Omega.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. We are within the Solanae Dyson Sphere, a spherical structure built around a star.
We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of Omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space.
It now appears that the Jenolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location.
You're not Cooper.
We will repel the Undine, and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat. The Undine are a threat to us all. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy.
And now, the continuation.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. I will admit that I did not expect to be here with Voyager again. It is agreeable. Thank you for agreeing to attend this conference and supporting my position on the Undine. However, reaching a consensus today will be difficult. Many different agendas will be represented here today. I will speak to you in person shortly. Tuvok out.
Welcome to the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. Please beam down to these coordinates.
Well, as you can see, we got a bit of a recap, so in case you missed any of the story, you're all caught up now. Anyway, let's speak to Captain Sean.
Good to see you. I'd say you're right on time, but it looks like everyone else wants to be fashionably late. We're still finishing preparations for the conference, and Admiral Tuvok is already there. The Klingon and Romulan delegates will arrive soon, so we should head inside as soon as you're ready.
Lead on, Captain. I guess he wants me to lead on because he keeps stopping. Anyway, let's head to the Jenolan conference.
Thank you for joining us here. We need assistance with preparations for the conference. The Romulan and Klingon delegations are still in private deliberations, but other delegates are arriving. Several preliminary tasks remain before we can begin the presentation. Your support in this matter would be appreciated.
And we'll call for a security team.
Where do you want me posted, sir?
We'll post a security team at the projector,
Where do you want me posted, sir?
at the Klingon delegation,
Where do you want me posted, sir?
and at the Romulan delegation. And there's a couple of arguments going on.
This Cardassian thug is trying to push Bajor out of this conference. We have as much of a right to be represented here as any other world, more than the Cardassians. They're not even part of the Federation or the Klingon Empire.
Wonder what they're arguing about.
I simply inquired about the ambassador's presence at the conference. After all, Bajor is a member of the Federation. Ambassador Sugihara is capable of representing them, along with the Deltans, Andorians, Vulcans, and everyone else, even the Tellarites. Though I suspect they'd argue that point rather robustly.
Well, that may be so, but I'm sure we can find an equitable solution for everyone.
I thought Federation membership meant Starfleet would look out for Bajor's interests. Obviously, I was wrong.
Well, I at least tried to be diplomatic.
I simply inquired about the ambassador's presence at the conference. After all, Bajor is a member of the Federation. Ambassador Sugihara is capable of representing them, along with the Deltans, Andorians, Vulcans, and everyone else, even the Tellarites. Though I suspect they'd argue that point rather robustly.
Anyway, the Bajorans have had a gateway to the Gamma Quadrant in their space for decades.
Indeed. One wonders how well that gateway would have fared if Deep Space Nine was of Bajoran manufacture, rather than Cardassian. The Federation's track record on wormhole security is far from ideal. One only needs to consider the multiple Dominion occupations of the station for proof of that point.
Well, this is kind of a distraction from the larger issue at hand.
The Federation has never made a policy of preventing member worlds from overseeing their own interests in conjunction with Federation efforts. Or is Bajor going to be treated differently than other member worlds?
Well, we're not going to overlook anyone.
Well said. Perhaps there's hope for this conference yet. I'm quite willing to put this disagreement behind us in the interest of the bigger picture.
Thank you, Counselor.
The preliminary tasks are complete. You should speak with Admiral Tuvok again.
Now, the Counselor, Elam Garrick, is actually voiced by the actor who was played by him in the show. They actually redid his voice lines, which surprised me. I'm glad they went through the extra effort.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take the opportunity to speak with the various delegates. Having an understanding of the positions of each representative will facilitate more effective negotiations.
Yeah, it's that attention to detail that I really like about this. Like, if they have a voice actor come in and their character's in the game, usually if their character is anywhere in the mission, they will have lines.
The Xindi are here to support Admiral Tuvok's call for cooperation. We know what tragedies befall a people who are being manipulated by outsiders, as we once were. The Undine's lies and manipulation remind us of the Sphere Builders, whose deceptions led us to make one of the greatest mistakes in our history. There are 5 races on my world. We all know reaching a consensus can be difficult, but the Xindi are living proof that if we put aside animosity, our differences can make us stronger.
Thank you, Xindi Delegate.
The Federation's position is quite clear. We believe the only way to safeguard the future of the Alpha and Beta Quadrants is for all of the galactic powers to behave as reasonable entities and work together to oppose those who would threaten our worlds. It doesn't matter if that threat comes from the Undine, the Borg, or the Iconians. The response is the same.
That was pretty brief for this ambassador. Ambassador Sugihara has a tendency to talk a lot.
I sincerely hope that the Federation is not wasting our time here. If your presentation is to explain the threat posed by the Undine, let me spare you the effort. The Klingon Empire has been aware of this threat for quite some time now.
I suppose we should thank the ambassador for his time. And lastly, we shall speak to Proconsul Datan.
Thank you for the invitation. Starfleet certainly knows how to organize their meetings on a grand scale. I trust that the Republic will be able to take a leadership role in studying this sphere. The extensive knowledge we've gained from the Solanae sphere should give us an advantage here. And, after all, the gateway that leads to both of these spheres is in Republic space.
Well, that's not the only thing we need to decide here. What about the Undine?
Yes, the Undine. Very interesting. My security advisors have been looking over the data, and we are all very curious to hear what you and Admiral Tuvok have to say on the matter.
Well, thank you for attending, Proconsul.
You've spoken with representatives of all of the delegations. You should return to Admiral Tuvok.
We are almost ready to begin. Will you complete the final preparations for the conference while I speak to Captain Sean? After that, your assistance in encouraging everyone to take their seats would be appreciated.
Which console is it? It's the last one I check. So we have to turn on the projector. Now, some of the delegation are going to their seats. However, some of them need encouraging.
I suppose we can begin.
Oh, yes, I will take my seat.
I was just going. Don't rush me.
Ah, it seems the time has come at last. Thank you for the reminder.
You can start the presentation from the control console.
And we shall begin this presentation.
The Undine represent a clear and present danger to not only the Federation, but also the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic. The damage done here by a mere handful of ships is clear evidence for the need for cooperation.
With respect, Admiral, the Romulan Republic is quite capable of leading exploration and security measures here, just as we have led efforts to secure the Solanae sphere. My militia.
I find it interesting that the Federation suddenly has concerns about the Undine now. Where was the Federation when the Empire discovered Undine infiltrators in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is the Federation only interested now The Undine threatens something you want.
Given the exceptionally complicated nature of such...
Ambassador, given what we now know, that was a mistake. The Empire recognized the Undine threat years ago. We didn't.
You admit you are wrong?
The evidence provided by Admiral Tuvok and his team is sound.
Thank you, Captain Sean. However, dwelling on past mistakes will not solve the problems of the present.
Our fleet stands ready to protect both spheres from the Undine.
The Undine can wait. We have more important business to discuss. Who owns this sphere? I represent a consortium of businessmen on Ferenginar. We are prepared to invest significant venture capital into transforming this sphere into a vacation destination to rival Risa. I have a proposal of $500,000 of... What's that?
Tuvok to Voyager. Report.
A massive fleet of Undine vessels just appeared from a rift. They're setting a course for the gateway.
The Undine? What do they want?
Unknown. Drop to Lisette. Track their course.
Enterprise to Captain Sean. We're receiving a distress signal from Earth's space dock.
Sean to Federation Fleet. Red alert. Prepare for immediate departure.
The Federation is our enemy, but the Undine attack like assassins in the night.
We will crush the Comic-Coup!
A significant Undine force is headed for the Sol system. We must stop the Undine from breaching Earth's defenses.
Well, let's follow the Undine fleet.
Species 8472 is already boarding Earth's space dock. Once we are through the gateway, we must render assistance as soon as possible. I am picking up several distress calls from across the system. Curious. There are fewer Undine vessels than we witnessed using the gateway.
Any word from Starfleet Command?
Negative. The subspace relay booster network appears to be offline. I am reading Undine ships attacking Earth's space dock, as well as attacks on the lunar colonies and the orbital habitat on the far side of Earth.
Okay, we'll split up our forces.
Agreed. Enterprise will clear the area around the lunar colonies.
And we'll head towards Earth's space dock.
Jirok and I will clear the far side of the planet.
Enterprise will set course for Luna.
Now this is quite brazen of the Undine. I mean, attacking Earth? And even from here, they've already attacked Earth's space dock. And you can already see the damage.
Earth's space dock is taking severe structural damage.
And no, it doesn't matter how fast you clear the Undine out. fact, you will get swarmed if you try to rush Earth space dock to try to get there in time. Which is why I'm taking it slow, so I don't get swarmed.
Not hurry. Earth's space dock may be destroyed.
Unfortunately, this is a pretty intense battle.
Tethys Dreadnought, inbound.
So there's quite a bit of slowdown in this part. I mean, I could turn down the graphics effects, but where would the fun in that be? Well, Earth's space dock has looked better. However, I think it's still mostly fine.
Any ships still in range? There are Undine hunting parties on Earth's space dock. We're fighting them, but comms are spotty. I was lucky to get an external signal working. We need any assistance you can spare.
What happened to the rest of the fleet?
There are Undine ships attacking key sites across the quadrant. Our ships are responding to everything they can, but we're stretched thin. When the Undine arrived here, they damaged every ship in the system, hit the orbital platforms, and then most of them just left. Automated defense systems are offline. We're struggling just to keep control of the station.
Well, we'll help where we can.
I've received orders from New Romulus. In light of this situation, the Lisette is being recalled to defend the homeworld. I will contact you if there is any change.
Let's see what Admiral Tuvok has to say.
The boarding parties on Earth's space dock should be our main concern. The Undine will be attempting to cripple Starfleet operations, gain valuable data, and capture ranking officers. We cannot afford to allow them to succeed. I am prepared to beam down immediately. Your assistance will greatly improve our chances of success.
I agree. Hopefully we're not too late. We'll salvage what we can of Earth's space dock.
Earth's space dock has sustained severe damage from multiple Undine boarding parties. We must locate Admiral Quinn. The most expedient path to the Admiral's office is through those doors. Our mission objectives are clear. We must ascertain the whereabouts of Admiral Quinn and expel all Undine boarders. Teams from other ships, including some Klingon and Romulan vessels, have beamed to lower decks here on the station. While their willingness to assist us is unexpected, their desire to see this enemy stopped is gratifying.
Well, let's see if we can get through these doors. Nope, we can't.
Everything hurts. What? Who? Admiral Tuvok. I don't... What? The windows. They came through the windows, walking on the hull. I don't know. After the Klingon and Borg attacks during my cadet cruise, I thought working at Earth's space dock would be less... traumatic.
Indeed. I can initiate a mind meld. It will calm him, and I will be able to learn what he knows about the attack. This is not normally something I would suggest, but I believe that in this instance it is necessary.
So we'll have to keep watch while Admiral Tuvok initiates a mind meld.
My mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
I'm feeling better now. Thank you. The Undine, yes. They just appeared in close orbit. We were taken by surprise and none of the defense systems worked. I don't know why. They've been killing people. I don't know what they want, but they've been systematic about their attacks. They want something.
We'll take this ensign with us. Hopefully he can help us.
There is more going on with these boarding parties than mere description. Phaser fire. There are more Starfleet officers fighting nearby. We need to manually activate the fire suppression systems.
Well, let's extinguish the fire. There appears to be an Undine somewhere where I can't find him. Oh, there he is. Well, I don't know why I can't help.
I'm gonna help hold this position. I'm not much of a soldier, but I can make repairs and help keep this area clear of Undine. I hope Admiral Quinn is okay. He was on comms a few minutes ago, but the transmission was cut off.
Alright, we'll find Admiral Quinn. Now, Tuvok is going to be exceptionally helpful here, because he can draw aggro. Oh, there's Admiral Quinn. That was quick. Oh, he was an Undine. Yeah, that's how tricky the Undine can be. Let's talk to Tuvok.
The shape-shifting nature of species 8472 makes them a dangerous foe. We will have to proceed with caution to avoid being caught unaware again. Clearly, Admiral Quinn is not here. He may be still alive elsewhere on the station. The logical course of action amid so much chaos will be to re-establish the chain of command.
How should we proceed?
Perhaps we can establish more reliable communications by directly linking to the starbase's internal systems. The consoles here can be used for that purpose. Make the attempt. I will keep watch for more Undine.
Alright, we'll link to internal comms.
Who is this? Communications are damaged. One moment. This is Admiral Quinn.
How do we know you're the real Admiral Quinn?
I suppose that's a valid question. You reported to me after the attack on Vega Colony. I took a chance on promoting you. I see now it was the right one. Admiral Tuvok, we spoke briefly about your mission right before you reported back to Voyager. You mentioned your wife and said it was fortunate you had time to visit Vulcan, to see T'Pel before the conference.
Okay.
Admiral, what is your status?
I'm pinned down in my office with Egan. We've been trying to get internal comms and sensors working. What's your status?
Not good. We have a lot of casualties.
The Undine boarding parties appear to have some goal in mind, but we are unsure as to what it might be. Admiral, I suggest you hold your position. We will make our way to you.
And we'll be there soon. I'm trying to reduce the cooldown on this, which is why I'm taking my time. Now, the Scout Undine will just usually try to run up and scratch you. The Overseers will usually just shoot at you with their wrist lasers. I think anything above that will shoot at you with this area of effect attack, which is really incredibly dangerous. I'm not sure what Psi Warriors do. I think they just shoot these kind of psionic mortars. They might also, yeah, they'll make these scouts stronger. And there's a bit of platforming to do. Nothing too difficult. And we will assist Admiral Quinn. Hang in there, Admiral. I'm gonna zoom the camera out a little bit just so I can see a bit more of what I'm shooting at. I'm still technically aiming and crouching. And while you're aiming, you walk a lot slower.
Thank you. Now maybe we should... Commander Egan!
Oh, what's going on with Commander Egan?
Egg? Where are you going?
One moment.
Intriguing. The amount of resistance Starfleet has offered is unexpected. That being said...
The weak will perish. And you are weak.
And now we face Psi Master Egan. Or Egan, as he's called here. He acts as kind of like a boss character, I guess.
He is tapping into the bioship's power matrix.
I'm going to use the Shard of Possibilities again to call for some reinforcements. And now Egan is defeated, and we get the accolade cracking eggs. Which is, you know, a bit of a pun.
Egan was an Undine? That would explain what happened to our defense grid. He would have known they were coming, and had ample opportunity to sabotage us. Damn, I didn't see that coming.
Well, what are your orders, Admiral?
Egan... It's hard to believe. He attacked me mentally, led everyone into a trap. I couldn't stop him. We have much to consider. There may be... Tuvok! What's going on? Tuvok! Can you hear me?
Tuvok!
Tuvok! Hello, Tuvok. Egan was too weak. He spent too much time among humans. He served his purpose, and you will be far too late.
Too late for what?
Your quadrant will fall. The weak will perish. This dimension will be cleansed, purified of infestation. Your efforts are meaningless. I know your thoughts, Tuvok.
Indeed, Doctor. But I have taken advantage of this connection to look into your mind as well.
What?
I understand now what your plans are. You will not succeed.
You can't stop us. Tuvok! Tuvok!
Admiral Tuvok! Admiral!
Diversion. This was all a diversion.
What do you mean?
Kronos. Their real target is Kronos. Come. Kronos may not have much time. The Federation and the Empire have been at war for far too long. Now we must join together for the common good.
Now we must beam up and warp to Kronos. Klingon homeworld.
We have arrived in the Kronos system. At this time, the ruins of Praxis are concealing our arrival from the Undine. The Klingon homeworld defense fleet has engaged the bulk of the Undine forces, but they appear to be taking heavy casualties.
Just 2 Federation ships? 2? Where is the Enterprise? Where's the rest of your fleet? I knew better than to trust Starfleet. You run when you should fight.
Reinforcements are on their way.
The Romulans have promised additional aid, as has Starfleet Command. The Enterprise is contacting all available ships and...
Words are meaningless. Deeds show the true heart of a warrior. Join me if you are not as cowardly as the rest of the Federation. Today is a good day to die.
And we'll reassure Captain Corrin that more ships are on the way. Not that she'll listen.
The Romulan Republic has made commitments to its allies. We are here to honor them.
Target's shields have failed.
So the battle isn't going too horribly so far. I mean, these are only small scouting vessels. Well, the cruisers aren't, but a lot of these are just kind of small scouting fleets.
Hull integrity below 75%.
The bioships are what I meant as our small scouting vessels.
We are at a distinct tactical disadvantage.
Think of it as an increase in your opportunities to die with honor.
My apologies for being late.
Just one more ship?
Not exactly. We brought a few friends.
Well, hopefully all of those friends that the Enterprise brought turns the tide in our favor. Because that was getting a bit overwhelming for a while. Oh, we were defeated. Yeah, one too many heavy torpedoes. We'll do that. I don't know what hit me there, but that definitely hurt. Oh, you thought the fight was over? Oh no, there's still plenty of ships to destroy.
Is that thing?
The Undine have brought a large craft through a quantum singularity.
They're powering up weapons!
The Undine have a new planet killer!
Target that ship, and fire all weapons!
No effect! They're too strong!
Voyager has one nanite torpedo remaining from her time in the Delta Quadrant. Such devices proved effective against the Undine in the past. Tactical. Fire when ready.
They took some damage, but the planet killer can still fire. I can get the Aquarius into firing position above her and exploit the opening in her shields, but someone will need to keep the Undine distracted.
Now this is kind of an on-rails section. Our job is to protect the Aquarius while he attacks the planet killer. Which is technically the largest Undine ship, although they don't use it in regular combat.
Weapons are offline. This is our only chance. Setting the Aquarius on a collision course.
Acknowledged. Do we have Sean's coordinates?
Getting locked now, sir. Did it, sir? The planet killer has been destroyed.
Tuvok to Allied fleet. Stand down. The Undine are retreating.
Captain Sean.
Transporter room. Did you get him?
We have...
Captain Sean to Admiral Tuvok. Permission to come aboard?
Klingon High Council wishes to discuss the most recent developments. We have been invited to transport directly to the High Council chambers.
And I suppose we should meet with the Klingon High Council.
There are many here who have seen the danger Species 8472 presents with their own eyes for the first time. Thank you for your assistance in protecting both Earth and Kronos from the Undine. However terrible, this battle did have one benefit. Today's fight opened the door to what may be a lasting peace between the Federation and the Empire. Now we must have the courage to compromise for the greater good. In its way, that can be more difficult than waging war. The formalities will begin soon. Until then, I must take the time to speak to others who were instrumental in the success of this mission.
We face great threats, but we will also celebrate great victories. We'll speak to pretty much everyone else.
That was a close one, but I'm fortunate Voyager transported me off the ship at the last second. It would have been a worthy sacrifice. Kronos is too important to lose.
A true peace may not be on the table yet, but I hope we can at least broker a lasting armistice. But first, we celebrate today. Earth and Kronos are safe.
My people have respected the Federation ever since our first encounter with your famed Captain Kirk. I have advised Chancellor Jimpok that the Gorns support the idea of a ceasefire. Perhaps this will lead to greater freedom for all of us.
You have shown your true nature today. Worf was correct. There is honor in the Federation. The conflict between us has gone long enough. Now we should turn our blades toward the real enemy. I remember you from the Gateway activation. You fought well today. May our meetings on the battlefield always be as glorious.
I served in Starfleet, and now I serve the Empire. There are many on both sides of the current conflict for whom I have deep respect. I see this as an opportunity. We may find we have more in common than we realize.
Well, the celebration is going well so far.
Our people come from a culture of deception and division. We've rejected our past in favor of open alliances. Perhaps it's time for the Federation and the Empire to set aside their past as well. We would welcome a ceasefire between our allies.
Even Proconsul Datan is here, a Romulan. Romulans in the past have not gone along well with either the Federation or the Klingons.
Earth and Kronos are safe, and the Romulan Republic is pleased to assist its allies. I just wish my father could see all of us working together toward a common goal. This is the future he dreamed of.
The 5 races of the Xindi once tried to exterminate humanity. But through the efforts of a few people who were willing to change, we put aside our weapons and worked through our differences. Now, we are members of the Federation. Peace came with great difficulty, but that is the way of most things worth having. The Undine are here. They're spreading lies and dividing us from within. Now, more than ever, we need to set aside our animosities and work together for the greater good.
I admit, I did not expect the Federation to act with such honor. I do not know what the final decision of the High Council will be, but rest assured that the Undine will pay. We will hunt down every last Kameku and destroy them for what they have done here today.
Well, helping Kronos was simply the right thing to do. lastly, we will speak to Chancellor Jimpok.
You fought well for someone from Starfleet.
Thank you.
Many fine warriors have earned their places in Stovacor today. They died with honor, fighting one of our most formidable enemies. The Undine brought the battle to our very threshold. The fine warriors standing before me pushed them back. Let us honor our sacrifices and our accomplishments by ending...
So, you are humans of the Milky Way. You have come further than we expected. But still you chase our shadows.
We are not here to impress you, demon! We stand united, and there is no one who can...
We give you a single warning to not attract our attention again.
That was the reason we need to work together. It's time for our feud to end.
Agreed. From this day forward, all hostilities between the Empire and the Federation will cease.
The Iconians use servitor races and other species to do their fighting for them. Species 8472 has been an unknowing catspaw of the Iconians for some time. This time, however, the Undine were defeated, and it was our combined strength that allowed us to prevail. Thousands of years ago, the Iconians were defeated by an alliance of races. I predict their ultimate aim has been to prevent such an alliance from happening again.
Conflict between the Federation and the Empire is over.
There have been periods in our combined history when the Federation and the Empire have not been at war, but they have not been allies either. This may be the beginning of such a time. It will be up to us to determine what happens next. With time, we may even restore the alliance that came out of the Khitomer Accords.
Happens now.
Voyager will return to the Delta Quadrant. There is much to do there, and the Jenolan Sphere will need to be protected from further Undine assaults. I am sure I will see you again. You have been a worthy ally, and your wisdom and courage will be called upon in the days ahead. Until then, live long and prosper.
And we will beam up. And report to command. This we have saved the quadrant. We have solved the mystery of the Dyson Sphere, technically rediscovered the Jenolan Sphere, and opened the way to the Delta Quadrant once again. And we get one of these rewards. A lot of these are useful. However, I might take these fluidic antigens, because That might be a bit more useful. Living hull is quite useful, though. Escalation is our next mission, but that will be for next time. Now, as for my final review of the arc, it's kind of a unique arc that was started a while back. It explored some interesting concepts that were started kind of at the end of the new Romulus arc, that took some elements from Voyager, as well as some completely new elements from Star Trek Online, blended them together, and created a new story that bridged the gap between the kind of new storyline that they wanted to tell and the storyline that they had to work with. So we can travel to the Delta Quadrant. So I think once we click this, we'll automatically start escalation. But overall, I did like the kind of mysterious atmosphere that was presented in the Dyson arc. The Voth were kind of set up to be the enemy, but they were just as much a victim of the times as we were. Then it's revealed that the Undine were in fact the main enemy in this. And then at the very end, the Iconians finally step in and show themselves. Because you've seen hints of them throughout the storyline. You see them in the holographic projections, you've seen them in the background, and now they reveal themselves and give you a warning. So will we see more of them as we finally step into the Delta Quadrant? I guess we'll find out in the next video. Thanks for watching.